He's done with Joe Rogan, guys. He's moved along, and he doesn't want to have any beef with Joe Rogan. However, he does want to call out the Jews.
I really want to burn. I really do want to burn. I'm a fake Jew. My name's Sheldon.
Okay, so one thing that I am now officially certain of is that Liver King is not reading his comments, you know, because at a certain point, if he was reading his comments, I think he would recognize that, like, dude, the thing you're doing is not having the effect that you were hoping for. I don't really know what you were hoping for, but if you read the comments, it is not good, dude. Like, it's not good, right? So we're gonna go through his most recent posts, because if you thought he had let go of the Rogan thing, he hasn't. He has not. This one especially. And then I've got a really special treat for you guys. Okay, and when I say really special treat, I guess it depends on how long you've been following my channel, whether you would already know what kind of thing that I'm referencing. But here's what we're doing. Okay, so salon.com, okay, is some left-wing rag that writes articles about things, right? So we're going to go through an article afterwards. So we're going to look at the newest Liver King stuff. Actually, you know what? We're going to do the rag first. So in the second half, we're going to look at the newest posts, which are totally unhinged, as you would anticipate. He's burning things now. Okay. Like, now he's burning things and talking about more insanity. He's talking about the Jews now. He's talking about the Jews, guys. Hey, that's always goes really well for guys, dude. That's definitely something you want to take on, dude. You should definitely start referring to that entire community as the Jews, because that's never led to anyone getting like debanked or anything like that. Like, just look, you're on a roll, hit them, Liver King. Get them all. Don't do this, okay? But first we're going to look at this hilarious thing, because look, it's written by Amanda Marcotte. Okay, like, there's nothing more entertaining to me than looking at our community through the eyes of these like smug left-wing nerdy guys and girls. Okay. It's so funny. All right. So the section about the article ended up being much longer than I anticipated. So I'm now shoehorning the portion about Liver King's post where he is attacking the Jews into the front side. And then we're going to look at this insane article from this leftist feminist psycho who trashes Rogan, trashes Liver King, trashes me, trashes anybody who falls into this little group, and probably a lot of you as well. And it's hilarious to see how they look at the world. But we're going to start here first, then we're going to go to that. All right, that's so dumb. We're done with that, okay? Like, you guys get the point. Genius takes, you guys. Brilliant. I know you guys are really struggling with being able to prove your masculinity to everybody. If someone says you're not man enough to do blah, 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 you better do it. Otherwise, you're not a man. Keep that in mind. All right, so now let's take a look at Liver King, who is now going to war with the Jews. Okay, going to war with the Jews, and this is over his Netflix documentary. He is burning his Netflix stuff. Okay, as you can see right here. Okay, right there. This is the beginning of the one that we're going to look at, but you can see right there that is a Netflix box with a card from the Netflix team, and he is now going to start pointing out or addressing the Jews who he has a problem with now. So he's moved from Joe Rogan to the Jews who did his Netflix documentary. So this is going to go really, really well for him. I am very, very confident that this is going to go well. And I know what else is going to go well for you, which is subscribing to the channel and liking this video right this second. All right, so let's do it. Let's listen to Liver King do more like really productive posts for his career.
We're going to make it cozy. It's taken a while. It's almost like it doesn't want to burn. But you know it does. It's like, listen. I really want to burn. I really do want to burn. I'm a fake Jew. My name's Sheldon. And then Joe Snurlman, another fake one, because the real Jews have real principles.
Yeah, in case you were not listening closely, he said he wanted to burn those Jews. I mean, that's what I heard, man. That is what I heard, in case I was hearing that incorrectly. So we're off to a really good start here. Let's go ahead and continue this car crash.
I wouldn't know. I'm not one, but the real Jews that I know would never do the bad and destruction stuff that the pretend ones do, the charlatan ones. I know about being a charlatan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He only wants to burn the charlatan Jews. Okay, so that's good. I'm sure that the ADL will see a big differentiator there. So they're like, well, So you only want to burn. Okay, cool, man. Great. Okay, I'm glad you made that differentiation.
Boom, that's finally, there is light of love. We always bookend it with that. See how long it takes for the smoke alarms to go off. And then the police come. And then turns out you were never doing anything illegal. It might look crazy from the outside. It might look like wildfire. Be Liver King, make fire. Break laws? Which laws? Look crazy, look mad from the outside. Bloodied and marred in the arena. I'll take it. The name doesn't matter. The message matters. 12 ancestral tenets. It's the 6th of July. Celebrating freedom all day today. All weekend. You're invited to celebrate it with me. I wasn't able to go outside and do the fireworks yesterday because of the gift that I have around the ankle right now. Family.
Hey, guy. I have an idea. You keep calling yourself a Texan. You know what would have been a better thing to say right there then would be something about the families of the victims of the flood. You know? Like, I don't know. If you want to align with Texas, I think pointing out your own problems after the absolutely like biblical level tragedy that's happened in Texas, maybe you should have kept that one in the quiver. I'm just saying, dude.
That's why. You probably never heard of me. My name's Liver King. I am picking a fight. The fire alarm says so. The fight is not with Blow Slogan. He was a metaphor for who it's really for. It's against the big bully who thinks that they can do anything that's bad and destructive and get away with it without an honorable challenge back. That's called a fight. Good and true. This corner. Texas. This corner. Military proud. This corner. Welcome to Texas, bully. We're a friendly state. The 6th of July, celebrating freedom. Making 5 alarm fires. That's how it feels to be cozy. King time.
Man, this dude has lost his goddamn marbles, dude. If anyone has his ear, I would recommend that he stops thinking about himself so much and at the very least pretends to think about someone else, and he adjusts his approach and, you know, specifically calls out the victims of the floods. If you're trying to be, hey, I'm Texas, we're Texas, I think there are slightly more important things going on in Texas right now than your fucking temper tantrum over, what is it again? That Joe Rogan pointed out that you were on steroids when everyone else who has a brain knew? Or that more plates, more dates, you know, shared information that was given to him, like, you know, about your steroid. You're like, I don't know. Or the Jews, I guess now, who, I don't know, didn't portray you the way you hoped in your documentary. I didn't think they were unfair to him in the documentary, to be honest. But, you know, I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm ethnically Ashkenazi Jew, so maybe I'm part of the problem at Liver King. You should probably put me on the list of the bad Jews you want to get, dude, you know? Or not. All right, so now let's move over to the article that we teased earlier, because she has a lot of things to say about you personally if you're watching this channel. She's talking about you. So you should take this personally. She's talking about me too. So let's listen to her, and you guys tell me in the comments if you think that her assessment is accurate. Joe Rogan beef shows MAGA male fragility. What, dude? The arrest and meltdown of the Liver King shows how far-right masculinity hurts its disciples. Oh, is that right? Hey, that's your big takeaway. This is the thing that I've recognized now of these leftists, dude, is like, they just think that there is like one hive mind over here. You know, like they think there's one hive mind. So, you know, at any moment, the hive mind can be like all of Texas, right? It's like, oh, there's a Texas flood. Like, obviously, all of Texas, you know, voted to shut down the weather reporting system or whatever, national weather system, or, you know, or everybody is on board with cheering on splitting up families. Or in this case, like everyone is a far right masculine person that gets hurt by whatever she's going to say in this. It's like, it's very bizarre, man. But let's just look her up real quick first, and then we'll get into it. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I appreciate you guys. And by the way, if you are shopping for Kratom, yokratom.com is where I get mine. $60 kilograms. You'll love them. All right, so like, who would have thought, who would have thought that this woman would have some thoughts about the, quote, far right manosphere or whatever? So she's an American blogger and journalist who writes on feminist and politics from a liberal perspective. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Brett Cooper, the MAGA girl boss Ben Shapiro can't control. Why MAGA can't let go of the Epstein files. These are her articles. You're all, I'll give you a hint, right? He was victimizing children and handing them out to many prominent people, and we want them to be held to account. Oh my God, is that a shot? These guys are crazy. Why can't they let go of this incredibly prominent man who was victimizing girls who were underage for decades? I mean, come on, I'm a feminist. Get over it. You're all, wait, what? You're a feminist? Get over it. Why we can't let go of the Epstein files? Why don't you care about the Epstein files, you fucking phony? You like thinking about 15-year-old girls getting, tricked into going to some old rich guy's house and then being told that they're going to massage him for more money than they've ever seen because they're poor. And then he turns them out. Like, that doesn't bother you? You don't like that? Oh, because the MAGA people care about protecting those girls. Now suddenly it's like something no one should care about, you fucking fake ass. Progressive parents in Oklahoma offer blueprint to mess with MAGA censorship. Why Trump is terrified of AOC. Yeah. Joe Rogan beef shows MAGA male fragility. Evangelicals push Trump into conflict with Iran. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, so we're just, we're going to do that, right? We're going to start there. So Joe Rogan beef shows MAGA male fragility. The arrest and meltdown of the Liver King shows how far-right masculinity hurts its disciples. Oh my God, I am so nervous. Please, God, please don't tell me that I was hurt by being a far-right masculine person or whatever she's going to say. Okay, a sure sign that we live in a science fiction dystopia is the way social media both rewards and encourages mental illness. I agree. Let's see if we differ on anything else. So, with the necessary caveat that I am not a psychologist and cannot diagnose people, I must note that common sense alone revealed that not everything was okay with Brian Johnson, a MAGA-aligned manfluencer. I've literally never seen Liver King say anything about Trump, I don't think, although I don't really pay attention to him outside of this whole thing. But, like if I was going to write an article that started off by saying that the science fiction dystopia rewards and encourages mental illness, I might go to TikTok and point out that there are people who think that they are a cat, or that, I don't know, that there are 100 different genders, which I bet you agree with, right? Like, or I don't know, if we were going to think about like things that encourage mental illness, you might think about the fact that you guys think it's a good idea to give puberty blockers to children who have not gone through puberty yet because they said they feel like the other gender, when studies show that like 96% of them will grow out of that as soon as they go through puberty with their own gender. Like, I mean, if we're talking about encouraging mental illness, that seems like a pretty good example of that, right? But let's talk about the Liver King, okay? One crazy person who is going through something and we're all watching. Okay. He built an enormous online fan base of nearly 3 million Instagram followers by developing a muscle man physique so exaggerated it cannot help but call into question both his mental and physical health. He, on June 23rd, he shared a bizarre Instagram reel that I had the displeasure of watching, well, for the sake of journalism. Shirtless and crowned with what appears to be a wolf's head taxidermy hat, he issues some sort of challenge while holding what looks like a gold-plated gun. Are they toys? In each hand. Wait, what? A gold-plated gun. Are they toys? ? In each hand. You majored in journalism? That is a very bizarrely written sentence. Man to man, I'm picking a fight with you, he says. You should dismantle me. Then after he talks himself out, he gyrates to the music, waving his veiny arms in the air. Hey, so you think that this is an indication that like masculinity leads to this? Hey, I mean, I would consider like most of the people I hang out with like masculine people, but you understand we're all watching this because we're like, this guy's a fucking kook, right? Like all of us are collectively watching it going, this guy's insane, probably on drugs or something, you know? But you think that this represents all of us, right? Like all the masculine guys, you're all, do you know anyone who like looks like any, you know what I mean? Like it's just really weird because I know a lot of them, you know, like I know a lot of people like her. I think they have some silly ideas, but they're like normal people. You know, I think they read the wrong information and they kind of like, you know, basically turn themselves up. Like, this is honestly my opinion of that side. Is like, I feel like they read a bunch of stuff and they talk to each other and they don't actually interact with anyone who would fall into the categories they talk about. And then they're like, so yeah. And then you end up with these ideas that are just not even moderately based in reality, you know, but they're not like morons, you know, and like people like her, as far as I know, don't fall into the category of extreme fucking lunatic evil people who would like wish death on children, you know, during Texas floods, I would assume, you know. Anyway, so let's just see. So Johnson is trying to get Joe Rogan to fight him, blah, blah, blah. Origin of the thing. We all know this, dude. Okay, so here we go. So it's unclear what precipitated the barrage of social media threats from Johnson to Rogan in recent days, though I'm inclined to think Johnson's efforts to promote the Netflix show are a likely factor. No, because he thinks that Netflix betrayed him. So he thinks that Netflix tricked him and then made him look like an idiot, which is funny because I think he did that to himself, but it's neither here nor there. What is clear, though, is that Johnson seems unhinged, and because he drove to Austin, Texas with the apparent designs to confront Rogan in person, genuinely dangerous. I agree with that. He did seem dangerous to me. Funny, though, given that Rogan ended up being in Las Vegas. Hey, sweetheart, let's laugh together, dude. Let's laugh together at the absurdity of that, right? He puts together this whole thing. He's going to Austin to confront Rogan without even realizing that Rogan was, of course, going to be working the International Fight Week fight card that was that week and would definitely not even be in Austin, would for sure be in Las Vegas. Like, that's funny, right? What's her name again? Samantha something? Or Amanda. That's funny, right, Amanda? Like, come on. That's objectively funny, right? So Austin police certainly seem to think so, which is why they arrested him. Terroristic threats. A weird story, but one that shouldn't be dismissed as marginal or inconsequential. Oh, no? Oh, here we go, guys. Hey, tell us why this is really important, Amanda. On the contrary, the ongoing saga of the podcast Bro vs. Liver King illustrates a deeper truth about the fragile masculinity that undergirds the MAGA movement. Oh, is that right? That's funny. Rogan may not think he's a clown like Johnson, but both built their careers by playing to male insecurities and the ever elusive fantasy of, quote, true manhood. Johnson's breakdown also exposes the real danger in chasing this dream, which is that it can drive a man crazy. This might be the stupidest 2-sentence paragraph I have ever seen in my entire life. As a person that's definitely on the inside of this thing that you're talking about, this might be the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Rogan might not think he's a clown like Johnson, but both built their careers by playing to male insecurities and the ever elusive fantasy of, quote, true manhood. What do you think characterizes true manhood? And how is that elusive to like people who just like live that way? You know what I mean? Somehow I find masculinity like not elusive at all. I am a husband and a father of daughters. And so I'm the man of the house just by default. You know, I do jujitsu because I like it. You know, I make jokes about feminists because they make it so easy, right? If someone attacked my daughters, I beat the shit out of them. Like, I have guns because I like them. And I like to feel safe. And I like to feel like I can protect my family. You know? It doesn't seem very elusive to me. Right? And then Johnson's breakdown also exposes the real danger in chasing this dream, which is that it can drive a man crazy. You're all, wow. Your insightfulness, which is not a word, your insight into this is just amazing. You know? Utterly amazing. Your background information also very well informed. You clearly know why he is mad at Rogan, and that definitely has a lot to do with the chasing of the elusive manhood, as opposed to the fact that he got exposed as having, lied about being on steroids, and Joe Rogan kind of, exacerbated that conversation, and Liver King clearly has been damaged immensely in his business, and he is simultaneously going through some kind of breakdown. And so he decided to point his ire at Joe Rogan. Like, this definitely has a lot to do with the elusive chasing of masculinity. Idiot. Like, it's amazing, dude. Rogan's massive fortune is built on the same foundation. He sells himself to a largely male audience as a role model of machismo, highlighting his history as a college dropout who eschewed the effeminate world of learning to be a martial arts fighter and Ultimate Fighting Championship promoter. On his show, he fetishizes weightlifting, fighting sports, and other cliches of hypermasculinity. And like Johnson, capitalizes on his audience insecurities by selling them useless supplements with false promises that they can biohack their way to domineering manhood. Oh my God, dude, these fucking people. These people, dude. Hey, did you ever consider that, like, we just like martial arts? Like, we just enjoy martial arts and we like to watch people fight. And the fact that he dropped out of college is totally irrelevant. I didn't even know that, like, and that he fetishizes weightlifting. How about he just likes he likes staying in shape, likes working out. I like working out. Like, and selling to his audience's insecurities. Like, what are you talking about? His audience likes staying in shape. I know this is unfathomable to your fucking neutered feminist brain, but like, there are people who actually just like being strong. They like to feel capable, it makes them feel good. I know your version of that is I like to talk down to people, and that makes me feel powerful because, no longer do we live in a world where people just slap the shit out of you if you're a fucking condescending, oops, I can't say that word. Bunt is what I meant. Condescending bunt is what I meant. Okay, so yeah, crucially, both Johnson and Rogan neatly illustrate the paradox of this form of masculinity, one that claims to be strong but is actually quite fragile and easily threatened. Really? Rogan is fragile and easily threatened? And hey, Johnson is super fragile. Like, he lost $100 million a year business. But yeah, Johnson is so cowed by accusations of fraud that he appears to have gone directly off the deep end. No, he lost $100 million a year business. But yeah, I mean, he did go off the deep end. Rogan's elaborate supplement regimen betrays a fear that he cannot achieve manhood on his own. He needs to treat his body like a chemistry experiment to get there. Worse, he projects his fears of emasculation outward, lashing out regularly at trans people who destabilize the gender binary. He's so invested in women mocking the very notion that they are equal of men. Oh my God. You are a joke, girl, okay? How about you and me go and we'll race, okay? Like, how about me and you, we'll do a foot race. I never even ran track. Let's see, because women and men are on equal footing, right? Like, let's go race, or let's fight, or let's see who can throw a ball farther. Like, this is a dumb conversation. You're on the wrong side of this, and nobody agrees with you, actually, okay? No one agrees with you, okay? Men can't beat up girls in sports. No one is on your side on this, you fucking weirdo. You would know this if you had ever played sports, but apparently whatever you were doing in school melted your common sense. Psychologists call this paradox precarious manhood. Hey, what psychologist? Psychologists who went to the same school as you? In an influential 2012 paper of Psychology for Men and Masculinity, psychology professors Joseph Vandello and Jennifer Boston defined it as hard-won and easily lost, writing, "The precarious manhood thesis has three basic tenets. First, manhood is widely viewed as an elusive, achieved status or one that must be earned, in contrast to womanhood, which is ascribed, assigned, and status. Second, once achieved, manhood status is tenuous and impermanent. That is, it can be lost or taken away. Third, manhood is confirmed primarily by others and thus requires public demonstrations of proof." All right, I'm all out of patience, dude. These people have gone, they're that crazy, right? So you better go find a way to demonstrate that you're a man. And I'm going to demonstrate that I'm a man by stopping talking, because we've been doing this for like 25 minutes. So I'm out. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace.